Okay, so let's talk about the US albums CD mix of Something New. It's not really that much new. So it comes in this plastic cover. Open that. And there's a stiff case, and there's this case that is the CD is actually in, the slip case. Inside there is a plastic one. And the actual CD. Okay, so this is, it's called Something New, but it's actually the other half of what you would have gotten if you bought the British version. So let's compare. Okay, so most of this is on the British version of A Hard Day's Night, but the actual song Hard Day's Night is not, and neither is I Should Have Known Better. But it does have I'll Cry Instead, and things we said today, at any time at all, and when I get home, and two tracks from the Long Toss Sally EP, Slow Down and Matchbox. And then to the other side is all stuff from the Hard Day's Night American one, single, American album. Although supposedly these are better stereo ones. When Tell Me Why is definitely a much better stereo mix than the one on the Hard Day's Night album. But, and I Love Her sounds pretty much the same. It's a good stereo mix to begin with on Hard Day's Night. Also, there's I'm Happy Just to Dance With You, which is pretty much the same. And If I Fell is a really great stereo mix on both versions. And finally ends with Come Give Me Your Dying Hand, the German version of I Want to Hold Your Hand. Now, I mentioned this before. And when I was getting into the Beatles, the guy who turned me on to them was taking high school German and even spent a summer in Switzerland speaking German. And when he heard She Liebt Dich, the German version of She Loves You, he said their accents were so horrible he couldn't understand a word of it. So I assume that's also true of this, that their accents are horrible. But I don't care. It's the Beatles singing that song. It's great. Stereo mix is not so good. It's got the voices in the right speaker and the instruments in the left speaker. It's probably the worst stereo mix on this whole album, but at least it's in stereo. But yeah, the mono album is great. All these songs sound fine in mono. It's just mono does not work so good with earphones, but if you're listening to it on a record player or in the car, mono sounds fine.